Sun is bright. God damn. Wow. That's better. Just made the turn. And welcome to the Off Base Podcast, the podcast carefully crafted to remind you to suck a fat one if you think you're the only one. Because you're not. I'm certainly not. I am your host, the Rocky Mountain no-name Jackass. And it is 64 degrees outside in the city of Aurora. It is 4:01 p.m. on December the 2nd, 2021. It's the afternoon edition. What's going on, everybody? So I was taking a look at my work calendar because I haven't taken a whole hell of a lot of leave this year, and I didn't take a whole hell of a lot of leave last year because of the pandemic. But coming up here in the month of December, man, my month of December looks fucking fantastic because I'm taking a lot of days off to enjoy the high holy days and just chill. Haven't done that in a long time. Haven't just chilled. Like as soon as we got here to Colorado, which was back in July, I worked pretty much straight through that until my mother's 80th birthday party back in October. And we only took the weekend for that. I only took one day, which was like a Friday. And then worked straight on through after that until Thanksgiving. When we took, what did I take off? Like, my company gave me Friday off. So I took Wednesday and I took Monday, the Monday after. Took those days off. So, when it comes down to it, I only took 3 days since we've been here. 3 days for the last half of the year. I'm looking at December. I'm working all next week, but then the week after that, third week of December, I got the Friday off, and then the entire next week after that, the entirety of Christmas week, took that whole week off, man. It's gonna be awesome. I'll tell you this right now. It's gonna be awesome. And then, of course, then we'll have New Year shortly after that. I should actually take one more day. I should take that Thursday off because we'll have Friday off automatically as it is New Year's observed. I should really think about that. Although the big day to take off, if New Year's, was on a Sunday, the big day to take off would be the Monday after. New Year's on a Sunday, God, that's gotta suck. Or New Year's Eve on a Sunday, I should say. Well, no, because then the next day, New Year's Day, you'd have off. You'd have off on the Monday. You always need that day to recover, man. Just to sit on the couch and do nothing. Nothing! So, with the holiday season in full swing now, I gotta get that shopping done early. I gotta get it all done tomorrow. Look, I just looked at myself on the phone. Look at that flex. Going to the gym tonight with my stepson. We're going to do a little transition circuit training workout because we've been going pretty hard since, second week of October. Since the second week of October, we've been going pretty hard as far as throwing a lot of weight around. So this will be a little transition workout to say to the muscles, hey, man, hey, just chill out. I'm going to give you something different so that then when we come back next week, it'll confuse the muscles a little bit and potentially help them grow. That's the goal. Old Tony Horton, man, P90X, the master of muscle confusion. He's on to something there. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, holiday swing. Got to get the Christmas presents. All bought next week so that I have them all wrapped before the kids are off from school. That is the key. Because I work from home. And our house is a lot smaller here in Colorado than it was in Florida and in Texas. We had big house in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. And our house in Florida was also very nice. But with the smaller house here, I don't want to be walking around with wrapped presents because then they're going to go peek it and shit. Anyway, one of the traditions that we do, just to go back to New Year's real quick, or that my mother always used to do, would be, and this is definitely an old wives' tale, would be never to eat chicken on New Year's Day. Never eat chicken on New Year's Day. And as I started to get a little bit older, when I was a teeny tiny kid, 8, 9 years old, and I started to ask, how come we never eat chicken on New Year's Day? And she would just, plain as day, say, because you'll scratch all year. Now, I have never eaten chicken on New Year's Day, but there's something about these superstitions where, it's like, I don't know if I want to try. I don't know if I want to try that. Because what's going to happen that one year when I eat chicken on New Year's Day and then like I die 4 days later or something like that? That would suck a large amount of ass. An extraordinary amount of ass. Because I like life. Life is a lot of fun here. I'm drinking a lot of water today. This is my second one that I've gone through this afternoon, which is good. I typically drink a little bit more water when I'm doing the ketogenic diet, which, by the way, went great today. But here's the funny part. All right, so I had, usually when I get back home after doing the morning podcast, dropping the kids off to school, little yawn, I'll come back in the house and use our griddle and make anywhere between 3 and 4 eggs and just have some scrambled eggs and some coffee. Take a break a little bit later on and have keto coffee. So 4 eggs, 1 egg's about 75 calories, so it's about 300 calories when I get back home. The keto coffee's got about 300 calories, so that's 600 right there. And then I'll usually do my my Italian combo sub with no bread. That's another 300, 350 right there. So now we're up to 900. And then I'll have my chicken cabbage soup. It's usually anywhere between 12 and 16 ounces of chicken. So I think that's roughly 500 calories. So I'm already at like 1,500 calories before dinner. And I've been fucking just hungry as hell before dinner. In particular on the days after we work out. Now, I haven't worked out in 2 days, but good Lord, I'm hungry. You know what I had? I switched it up just a tiny bit today. I did the eggs when I got home, and I did the keto coffee, and I did the Italian combo sandwich. But instead of, or did I? Yeah, I did. And instead of doing the chicken, I had a T-bone steak. Just salt, pepper, olive oil, and then quickly seared it on both sides for about 2 minutes. And that's like about 1,000 calories right there. That's a pound of meat. And it's a wonderful ratio of fats and proteins to help me stick to the diet. But I had all that already. I'm still fucking hungry, man. So we got the workout tonight. The workout will definitely give me something to look forward to, in addition to building my body a little bit better. But it'll definitely have me looking forward to eating. Okay, so switching gears back over to Christmas presents. My stepson, he sent me a list, which is good. My son, I don't know what the hell he wants. He's only 8, and he likes to play Minecraft. So I gotta try to get more out of him. I know what I can get my wife, which will be a lot of fun. She always has gotten a pair of pajamas from me every year. And then what also happens is our elf on the shelf, Coco sends our entire family pajamas. So she gets 2 pair of pajamas every year. And I'm like, and she was telling me about how Coco was going to give us another pair of pajamas as a family this year. And I was like, are you sure you want him to do that? Or I said, are you sure you want me to get you pajamas again this year? And she was like, yeah, why? I said, well, once we hit 2030, you're going to have 100 pairs of pajamas. And she laughed. And she was like, oh, that's all right. Some of them will get worn out. So I'll definitely get her a pair of pajamas, and then cute pajamas. Not like super sexy pajamas, even though she looks that good to me. But just something that's comfy for her. She likes comfy pajamas. So I'll get her some comfy pajamas. And then my stepdaughter was telling us that she can save a watch list in Amazon and send it to us. And she told me that yesterday. We were coming home from school because I told the older ones, I said, look, before dinner, I want a Christmas list from you guys. And they were like, yeah, okay. So my stepson, I got his. And then my stepdaughter this morning, I said, hey, did you send that watch list to me and Mom? No. Well, why not? Let's go. She's procrastinating. Needs a nice swift kick in the ass. So we'll see how much I can shine up my boot here. Because the other thing is my parents and my wife's mother, they get the kids gifts every year. And we need a fucking list, man. Oh, another thing that I love doing is I love stuffing the stockings. That's one of my favorite things. To get just a bunch of different candies, put them in the stockings. So I got to make sure that I get the candy and store it in the garage so it doesn't melt. That's another one. All right, making the turn off the highway here. Just kind of rambling about the upcoming holiday season and how much fun it should end up being and how much I'm looking forward to it. Excuse me. Work-wise, things have been relatively slow. Still have plenty of projects that I can work on during the day, which I did again today. But as far as new requests coming in, it's pretty slow. And I ran a report. It's a report that I do every month, and I publish to our entire division. And typically around this time of year, the Thanksgiving, November-ish, early December-ish time of year, I checked, and the number of new requests that we do get does go down. So I guess I'm feeling it a little bit more because in October, dude, I had 25 different cases that I was handling at one time. And normally I'm handling anywhere between, I'll say, 6 and 10. And in March is when I'm handling probably the most, which goes back to around 20, because March is when all of the data from the National Association of Insurance Commissioners gets published. So that's usually a big time for us because everybody wants to get their hands on the new data. But yeah, for some reason in October was an anomaly. I had a ton of work, and then all of a sudden in November it just dropped off a cliff. So I think it's not that November's the outlier. I think that October was the outlier and that I was expecting more. But it's good because now I'm getting caught up on longer range projects rather than on immediate client needs, which is fine. Oh, look at me flexing again. Tricep. So, next week my wife is out of town for work. And my stepdaughter has a violin concert on Monday at 6:30. And, of course, I'm picking up the kids right now. I usually pick up the older. I pick up my son first, the 8-year-old, and then I pick up the olders a little bit after him. It's usually around 4:35, 4:40 when I get to him. So if we were to drive back to base, I'd get back to base at 5:15. And then we would have to leave again because she has to be there an hour early. So I'm thinking it doesn't even make sense to go home next Monday. So what I'm going to do, and I haven't told the kids this yet, my stepson loves Asian food. He is a sushi man. He really likes tuna. I'm trying to get him to eat tuna out of a can. But he's got expensive taste when it comes to tuna, just like his sister has expensive taste when it comes to beef. So I'll end up surprising them. She actually has to stay after school. She wants to stay after school until the actual concert, but I'll take the boys over to P.F. Chang's, which was right behind me. I haven't been to a P.F. Chang's in like 8 years, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm keeping it on the DL. Keeping it hush-hush. So we'll see how that goes. But on the other hand, again, man, it was an absolutely beautiful day here outside of Denver. Early December, I'm still looking for cold and snow. It just ain't happening. Just ain't happening. That reminds me. I have to check and make sure that my snowblower is still working. This morning I talked a lot about Alaska. And I'll tell you, one of the most essential items you can have when you're in Alaska is a snowblower. And, we don't know where the military was going to send us next. Fortunately, we ended up spending 7 years in San Antonio, 8 in Florida. And I can tell you this, if you didn't surmise, you don't need a snowblower in those states. So I've been trucking it around now for 8 years. And I haven't tested it out to see if it still works. So I got to do that. I got to check and see before the snow actually hits the ground. All right, turning into my son's school right now. Hope everybody had a great day and that you have a great night planned with your family or yourself if you're living alone. Yeah, that'll pretty much end it for the afternoon version. So I'll smell you tomorrow morning.